You guys, two things. I just finished the video and I forgot to tell you something very important. That is the date of the sales. The sales starts on Saturday, April 1st, which is today, hopefully, and goes through April 10th. And the other thing I wanted to tell you, and I'm telling you because it's a long video and you may not get there, I'm not wearing foundation today. I am wearing sunscreen, and we'll talk about that when we get towards the end of the video. If the video's a little long for you, you can use that gear thing and go to 1.25 or 1.5 and then slow down when it gets to something that you're interested in. That way you don't miss anything fun. And talking about fun, let's get into the actual intro right now. You guys, today we're here to talk about the Dermatology Annual Anniversary Sale. Makes sense, annual and anniversary. This is the sale where you get 30% off site-wide. And I have a lot of dermatology products. I'm going to talk to you about the products I have. I'm going to talk about the ingredients, and I'm going to talk about how I like them and how I use them. Some are pretty new, and I may have left a couple out. Full disclosure, I shot this yesterday, but it was raining and dark and didn't look so good, and today the sun is out, so I wanted to shoot it again. Yesterday I had all the products. I also have B-roll that I'll be showing you, bringing that in, and let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to start the video with a couple of stars, and then I'll go into order. Cleansing, serums, all that kind of stuff. And then at the end, I have a couple of body products I want to talk about. If you want to purchase anything that I'm talking about, open that description box and I'll have links to each individual product. And I think that's it. Let's get into it. Oh, you know what? because it's me, you need to know a little bit about my skin before you decide, hey, this is going to work for me. If you are new here, my name's Kiki. Hi, I'm so glad you're here. I hope you consider giving a thumbs up and hitting that subscribe button. But enough of that. I'm 60 years old and my skin is on the dry side. So it is not flaky. It doesn't have bits unless I've gone aggressive for a couple of days with my Retin A. It's pretty calm. Well, it's not calm. It's a little sensitive. I have some redness. Some of it is broken capillaries, but some of it is just, I'm a little sensitive. Not on my neck, but on my face. I think from years and years, born and raised in Southern California, I got a lot of sun in my life, and I think that's it. By far, their number one seller is the Dermatology Needleless Serum. Looks like this, and I still have plenty. I have been using this at night. When I first got it, I used it day and night, and then someone said there's copper peptides in here, and copper peptides and vitamin C aren't too happy together. I'm not going to take the chance. I want my vitamin C to work, so I decided I'll just do this at night. But when I looked at the ingredients and looked into it, it doesn't have copper peptides. I don't think it does. It's a little vague, but let's get into ingredients. Water, glycerin, sodium chondroitin sulfate, which is a relative of hyaluronic acid, sodium hyaluronate, pea extract, Bambusa vulgaris leaf stem extract, palmitoyl tripeptide 1, palmitoyl tripeptide 7, ceramide EOP, glucosamine HCI. I'm skipping over the things I can't pronounce. Ceramide NP, palmitoyl tripeptide 5, ceramide AP. I kind of want to put my glasses on, but I know it's going to take off my sunscreen. It also has cholesterol. So cholesterol and ceramides comprise your barrier, along with omega fatty acids. That's what your barrier is made of. And I believe there are 5 ceramides altogether, but there's 3 in a lot of their formulas, and there's 3 here. There's also niacinamide. Now we're getting into the danger zone, things I cannot pronounce. I will try. Methyl glucoside phosphate. It's a new anti-aging ingredient that, combined with essential amino acids, proline and lysine, and also copper, can boost skin's own collagen and elastin production that result in improved skin firmness and elasticity. And they did put it in with the copper, lysine, and prolinate. So these ingredients are part of a new anti-aging complex called Neodermal. The manufacturer says that this complex can boost the skin's collagen 1 and collagen 3 as well as elastin. And that's great. There's also panthenol, which is provitamin B5, which is moisturizing to the skin, and it's anti-inflammatory, tocopherol acetate, and a bunch of other stuff. So my friends, after I read up about this and did the investigating, this is going back into my morning program because it doesn't have copper peptides in it, as far as I can tell. There's the word copper, but they're not saying copper peptides, which I think is called GHK, and I don't think that's what this is. So it's back in my program during the day, and it is their best-selling product, and I love it. You have your peptides, you have your ceramides, and then you have that complex that really assists with collagen. Next, I want to show you these. These are the eye brightening masks, and you can see that I have used them quite a bit. Now, you can use these every day if you want to, but I use them when I'm in particular trouble. Maybe I don't have time to do a massage, or I've done a massage and I still have some puffiness. I've used quite a bit of this, and they're lovely. I have used gels like these before. You probably have too. And one thing that bothered me was, well, first of all, they were insanely expensive. They were the gold ones, but they also slipped around your face. You put them on, and they just slide down your cheek, and you're constantly adjusting them. For some reason, these don't do that. You put them in place, and they stay in place. You put them on for 10 minutes, and I absolutely see very, very nice result. Why do I see result? Let's talk about the ingredients. The very first ingredient is caffeine. Caffeine restricts your blood vessels, and that's why it gets rid of that puffiness. Niacinamide, hyaluronic acid, aloe leaf extract, blueberry extract, watermelon extract, licorice extract, cucumber extract. By the way, licorice is actually brightening on the skin. They also have tripeptide 5 and terapeptide 5. Seaweed extract, red algae extract, just sunflower seed extract, goji berry extract. Lovely, lovely, lovely. If you are somebody who needs these kinds of things, and I think they're great to have on hand, unless you are someone who never gets puffy, it's a beautiful, beautiful product and a much better price. If you've been here for a while and you've watched my skincare videos, you know that about 1.5 years ago, maybe even longer, I changed how I attack under my eyes. And it is a war zone, so attack is an appropriate word. I have darkness, I have lines, all the horrible stuff. My darkness has improved a lot, and several people have said to me, randomly, I've looked at some of your older videos and your under eyes have improved so much. And I think it's because of the changes that I made. So I saw Sharina Dress did a video where she talked about vitamin K and why it's so good under the eyes, and she suggested the Ole Henriksen Banana Bright, so I got that. But it's a little bit heavy, and so I use this as well. The Advanced Eye Cream from Dermatology is very light and very hydrating, and to be really honest, I didn't look up the ingredients. I just like the way it looked because I have a lot of fine lines and bigger lines under the eyes. I feel that hydration there will help to plump up everything. Sometimes I'll put this on and I'll wait for a few minutes, and I might put a little bit more on, the teeniest bit, and then I would go on with a Banana Bright. But after maybe 6 months or a year, I felt that the Banana Bright was not working so well with some of my concealers, and I retired that to my evening program, and I'm just doing this during the day. So sometimes 1 layer, but once in a while I'll do 2. And when I looked up the ingredients, I totally understood why I'm seeing such an amazing improvement. Vitamin K, vitamin E, ceramide, NP, AP, EOP, the terapeptide 1 and 5 and 7, sunflower seed oil, avocado seed oil, and which avocado is supposed to be really good for strengthening the skin under the eyes, and allantoin, which is very soothing. The blood vessels around the eyes are really fragile and can easily be broken. Vitamin K is an anticoagulation, so it's effective in treating the area of darkness and moisturizing under the eyes. I highly suggest you give this a try. if you have darkness under the eyes, or if you're looking for something that is light but effective. You don't want to do a heavy cream during the day. It also doesn't have that dimethicone feeling that I often get with eye creams under the eyes that are of this weight. I love this product. So those are my superstars that if you get nothing else, consider getting these. And now let's go on with the regular program, starting with cleansing. So we're going to kind of go in order. Again, if you've been here for a while, you know that I love my Tatcha cleansing oil. I use it to cleanse my face. I also use it for slip, for massaging my face, because it has better slip than oils. And oils are also a beast to get off your face. If you use enough oil to get good slip, you're going to be there for a long time and strip your skin as a result, which I don't like. So I wanted to try something different, and this is the pre-cleanse oil from Dermatology. I think this is the small size, and it's lovely. It's not as thick in its consistency as the Tatcha oil, which I still love. I'm not going to replace this, but I'm adding this to my arsenal, using it for a massage and using it for cleansing at night. I usually do things a little bit different. I know the idea is your oil's your first cleanse, and that takes off all your makeup and your sunscreen, and then you go for your second cleanse, which is cleaning your skin. But I will oftentimes go in with micellar water, and that takes off a lot. And then I'll go in with an oil, and that's it. I don't cleanse 3 times. You do you, whatever you want to do. I have used this without doing micellar water first, and it takes stuff off. The reason I don't like to do that, by the way, is just because it makes my sink filthy, because all my foundation is in the sink, and then I have to clean the sink. So if I do micellar water first, less cleaning for me. That's all. Now let's talk about AAHs. LA Refining Serum, LA for lactic acid, not for Los Angeles. Looks like this. It looks a lot like the Good Genes, and I think it performs a lot like the Good Genes from Sunday Riley, and it even almost smells like it. As I recall, that kind of has a lemongrass scent, and so does this. Now this came out about 5 months ago, maybe 6 months ago, and I have to confess, leave-on lactic acids, not something I'm really into. I know a lot of people do it. I've used it a couple of times, but I always struggle with, well, how is this going to fit in with everything else that I'm putting on? And do I do it at night? Do I do it during the day? And then when I shot this yesterday, I looked at the ingredients and the claims, and I thought, I need to use this a little more often. I don't think I'll be using it every day, but let's talk. This is what they're saying. Rapidly boost your radiance with this multitasking AHA and PHA serum. Milky, ultra-concentrated formula dramatically helps with the appearance of hyperpigmentation, dark spots, fine lines, uneven texture. It are gentle exfoliants, lactic acid, mandelic acid, and I'm gonna have a tough time with that. It's a PHA, glucagon lactone, which is a PHA. And they have licorice in here, which also helps to brighten the skin, and you will reveal a smoother, healthier looking complexion. They say polishes away the buildup of dead skin and excess sebum, quickly improves the look of lines, fine lines, and promotes radiance. They say to use 1 to 2 pumps once a day. So you kind of choose. Since I do retinols, I don't want to use it at night. So for me, it has to be during the day. The lactic acid content is 12%, and that's all I know. I don't know about the other things. Here's the thing with a product like this. If you're sensitive to glycolic acid, lactic acid might really work for you. And I am going to start using this maybe 2 times a week or so. I do have some brown spots. I have here and here. We'll talk more about those later. But if this can actually help lighten up some of my uneven skin tone, I know it won't do anything about my redness, then I'm there for it. Again, when I started reading this yesterday when I was shooting it, I thought, I need to get into this in a more serious way. So I think like 3 times a week for me on that. Vitamin C5. This is something that I use maybe a couple of times a month, 3 or 4 times a month. And I'll tell you why. I do use vitamin C every day, and these are vitamin C derivatives, or they're vitamin C that are not L-ascorbic acid, which is the most effective and most bioavailable. However, I do have sensitive skin, so after I've shaved my face, or if my skin is a little bit angry, there's something going on, I don't know what, this is what I turn to. I don't want to put L-ascorbic acid on when my face is feeling a little irritated, a little bit angry, and certainly not after I shave, because that's a solid exfoliation. It's a lovely, lovely product, and it's a beautiful light moisturizer as well. So, you might want to use it the same way I use it, or if you have sensitive skin. This is what they're saying. 5 types of vitamin C dramatically transform the appearance of your skin by improving the appearance of hyperpigmentation, fine lines, dullness. Boost your skin natural radiance and deliver the energizing boost of hydration with this unique moisturizer. It's gentler than traditional vitamin C formulas. Vitamin C5 is ideal both for sensitive and non-sensitive skin. This vitamin C is stabilized, so you can keep this for a year and not worry about it. It's less irritating than traditional vitamin C formulas. And what they have is sodium ascorbyl phosphate, magnesium ascorbyl phosphate, and tetrahexyldecyl. I love that word. Let's say it again, tetrahexyldecyl ascorbate. And they also have tripeptide 1 and 7 and 5, ceramide AP, NP, and EOP, tocopherol, and allotoin, again, which is soothing, it's softening, it promotes wound healing, and it's protecting. It's a lovely, lovely product, and it would be appropriate for somebody with sensitive skin, somebody who is not really into vitamin C, it's a little too much for them, or like me, some days vitamin C isn't going to make it on my face, but I still want to have some C. I go in with this. This is something I've worked into my program, and it's almost gone. It wasn't in stock when I looked on their website. I hope it is before the end of the sale. I'm trying to think, how is it different than the C5? They're both light moisturizers, but this is a little bit more watery. And I have a watery step. So I first do some essences, and then I do the Hada Labo, which is, I think you would call that a lotion, but it's a light lotion, super, super watery. But lately I've noticed that I may have become sensitized to it. So I started using this more often, and honestly I've been using this exclusively for the past couple of weeks, and I love it. This is ideal for people who have oily skin. You still need to moisturize. This would be it. If you have combo skin, you might do this in something else. Me, I'm dry, and this is one of my steps for moisturizing. I don't like to do just one moisturizer and call it done. I want my skin to be able to absorb different levels. So a hydrating moisturizer, and then a more occlusive or emollient moisturizer. This is in that hydrating step. I really, really like this. If you have sensitive skin, you're not going to have a problem with this. Let's go over the ingredients. Glycerin, the number 1, dimethicone, shea butter, ginger root extract, aloe leaf extract, sage leaf extract, and camellia leaf extract. Camellia is an antioxidant. Glycerin is incredibly hydrating, really pulls things in. Too much glycerin can get a little sticky, but this isn't it. This does not get sticky. It feels so refreshing on the skin, and it absorbs incredibly quickly. When I think of this, I think of cloud creams that became popular about, 5, 6, 7 years ago. And I believe the cloud cream came from the Korean market. The thing is with cloud creams, there's usually alcohol. That's how they get that fluffy kind of nature about. This isn't quite like a cloud cream, but it's comparable without the damaging effects of the alcohol, which cloud creams made for people with oily skin, so they don't really mind the alcohol. But alcohol is not good for dry skin. It's not good for oily skin either. You can have oily skin, i.e. skin that's producing oil, but the skin itself can still be dry. So good. Peptide night cream. This is something you use at night. It's not very heavy. I mean, it comes in a jar and you think, ooh, that's going to be thick. It's not quite thick enough for me, actually. This is a layering. it just goes right into the skin, you know? So for me, this would be probably my second if I were to do 3. And at night, sometimes I do. Sometimes I'll do 3 or 4. It depends on what time I wash my face. I'm going to put it on my other hand because it feels so nice. So if I wash my face at like 8, ideal. I'll do everything. I'll do my serums, I'll do my retin A, I'll do all of that, and I'll do a moisturizer, maybe 2. I'll do my water cream, and then I might go in with my Stratia, and then I'll let that sink in, and an hour later, I'll go in with this. And then I'll let that sink in for an hour, and then an hour later, I'll go in with my Augustina spotter. I know you guys probably think it's a lot, but I'm telling you, when I wake up in the morning, my skin looks amazing. It really does. And then I start using devices and massaging, and all the redness comes up. But gosh, in the morning, after putting all this stuff on my face, it looks so good. And my hands right now, just beautiful for evening, not very heavy. Again, I think if you had oily skin, you might be able to get away with this. Combo skin, 100%. Dry skin, yes, but in my case, I like to put on something a little bit heavier. Let's talk about the ingredients. Night Peptide Cream. Dry, dull, deflated looking skin is a thing of the past. The rich, creamy peptide and ceramide concentrated formula immediately improves the skin's look of hydration, texture, and firmness, helps restore younger, revived looking skin almost immediately from the first application. Contains an innovative blend of 5 peptides and 3 ceramides, and these are the peptides we've been seeing in most of their products. Restores the appearance of skin back to a strong, healthy state. Let's talk about the ingredients. Shea butter, palmitoyl dipeptide, 5, palmitoyl tripeptide, 1, palmitoyl tripeptide, 5, palmitoyl tripeptide, 7. So this actually has more peptides than the other things. And ceramides NP, AP, EOP, allotoin, and tocopherol, which is vitamin E. It's so lovely. So lovely. Now, this is the Hydrofader, and I just got this. I've used this about 3 times. Here's the deal, and I said we were going to talk about my brown spots. I have a big one right here and right here. It seems to me like it is either glasses or sunglasses oriented. You know what I mean? Like maybe, I don't know. But when I look at my face, certain light with a certain strength mirror, and I try to take away the red in my mind, just go past the red, I see that like I have a bunch of small brown spots here. I have some in the hairline, and they're kind of bigger actually, and then I have them kind of all over the forehead as well, and I have some on this side as well. Again, born and raised in Southern California, I have had my fair share of sun in my life, and I've had a lot of it without any sunscreen. When I was a kid, the thing that my mom bought was Copper Tone Ski and C, and it probably had an SPF of 8, and I probably didn't put it on my face. I think I just put it on my body. So I have some damage, and I would like to see that fade. One of the things that I really like about this is you don't have to put it just on your spots. As a matter of fact, maybe 10 years ago, I bought something similar to this, and I would sit there at night with my big ass mirror in the living room watching TV with like a lip brush, and I'd pick it up from my hand and I put it right there and right there. But again, sometimes I couldn't see them. You know, it takes certain light to see them. It's kind of a PITA, pain in the ass. With this, you don't have to do that. Put this all over your face. And I like that idea. Now, after I bought this, they said, they sent me an email saying how to use this. And they said, this is something you're going to have to use for many months before you see effect. It is kojic acid. There's no hydroquinone in here. So it's over the counter. And let's look at what they are saying. This botanical-rich kojic acid-based hydrating serum helps minimize the appearance of dark spots, melasma, and hyperpigmentation. Kojic acid helps naturally brighten the look of age spots and balance skin tone. Peptides, ceramides, panthenol leave skin hydrated and nourished. And they say apply sparingly over the face, avoiding the eyes, allow to absorb before applying additional products. Can be used once a day at bedtime or as directed by a physician. And the highlighted ingredients are kojic acid, ceramide, NPAP, EOP, palmitoyl tripeptide, 1, 7, and 5, panthenol, and aloe. So this is something I can't recommend to you right now because I just got it, but we'll see what happens, 6-7 months from now. And if it's something you might want to put in your program as well, based on any results I might see. I have tried tranexamic acid and I didn't see anything like that. And the truth is, I didn't love the formula. It was a little sticky. This formula is not sticky, so I have a better chance of using this on a regular basis. Before we talk about body, the last thing I want to talk about is their sunscreens. They have 3. One is clear, one is tinted mineral, and one is tinted not mineral. I think it's a hybrid. I'm not wearing foundation today, you guys. Now, this sunscreen is a little too dark. It goes on perfectly, and after 15 minutes it gets a little dark. So I mixed it with something that is white from Elastin. And honestly, I think it looks so pretty on the skin. Yes, it's not full coverage, but I just put powder on. I put concealer under my eyes. I didn't put concealer all over my face, and that's it. I mean, I put some eyeshadow on, but I didn't put any lining or mascara, and I just noticed that. Pretty darn nice. Another thing I really like about their sunscreens are they're priced very, very well. I think they run around $28. Very well priced, very good product, looks very nice on the skin, and the season is coming. All right, now let's get into the body. There are 2 products. One I think is kind of new. I just got it recently. And this one I think I got in the past 6 months, last summer. This is the concentrated foot cream, and this is insane to me. Let me tell you why. I have foot creams and I also have socks. And usually after I give myself a pedi, I like to do my own petting most of the time. It's just kind of I don't know, it's kind of a fun thing for me. But after I'm done, I slather on some foot cream and I have to put on socks. Otherwise, I'm getting foot cream on my rug, I'm getting foot cream on my floors, which can be very dangerous. So I have a couple of area rugs, one in the dining, one in the living, and the rest, it's slip and slide time. In fact, I put treads on my stairs because I have fallen down the stairs a couple of times because of my socks. Yeah, with this, I don't know what it is, you guys. I don't have to put on the socks. Now in the winter, I don't mind putting on the socks. And in the spring, I'll use thinner socks. But come summer, the last thing I want to do is walk around with socks on because it's so hot, I don't have air conditioning. And that's when I got this, was in the summer. And I thought, oh my God, glory be. I'm worried about this before I did the treads. I'm not worried about falling down the stairs. I'm not worried about getting this in my carpet. I'm not worried about leaving footprints on the floor because it absorbs. It's crazy. I love this. Let's talk about the ingredients. What are they saying? A foot cream that does way more than moisturizing. Say goodbye to cracked, dry, calloused heels and feet with our active-based foot cream. It exfoliates and nourishes, leaving feet feeling softer and moisturized, formulated with a unique blend of lactic acid, which is amazing, ceramides, amazing, peppermint. So the peppermint's to, at the end of the day, especially in the summer, your feet are hot and swollen, and peptide is, the peppermint is so refreshing. And here are the ingredients: lactic acid, glycerin, urea, which is also both hydrating and can help with exfoliation, ceramide, NP, AP, EOP, and allantoin. I love this. Give it a try if you're into feet or if you have issues. I do, because I'm always barefoot and my feet get quite dry. I think the oils are kind of taken away when you are either wearing socks, because cotton socks will also wick, or if you're barefoot. But if you're wearing shoes, your heels don't get that dry. That's what I think, but I've always been the person. When I was growing up, I'd come home, my mom said, take off your shoes, relax. And the minute I get home, I take off my shoes. The shoes go off, but the heels are paying for it. And this is amazing too. The exfoliating body lotion, I just got this recently. I love it. First of all, it smells like brown sugar, and you cannot be angry about that. You know what I mean? I'm just going to get my magnifying glass and we'll take a look at what's going on here. Hope this will be enough. The first ingredient is water, and the second is lactic acid. And then we have glycerin, apple fruit extract, we have ceramides, we have the peptides, sunflower seed oil, and I'm just kind of going through really quick, but I think the most important thing is it's 12% lactic acid, the ceramides, the peptides, and noble cactus extract. That's interesting. All right, it smells like brown sugar. Don't know why, and can't say I really care. And maybe I won't like it come summertime, but I have some perfumes like Chagui. I have some tobacco, something from Guerlain, Tonka Imperial, I think is what it's called. Vanilla bean, Tonka, that whole thing, and they pair very nicely together. If you have watched Angie's videos, and she's spoken about her #1 seller last year, was this body cream that is exfoliating. She's been talking about that for years and years, and I bought it maybe 4 or 5 years ago, whenever she started talking about it. And I did not find it to be lightweight. Even though she says it's lightweight, I feel like it's quite thick and heavy, and in order to get it through my body, I had to use a lot. It's not like, okay, here's a dollop, and I can get this on 2 arms. So I found that I had to use a lot. It didn't feel very comfortable on my skin, and I did not like the way it smelled. To me, it almost smelled like aspirin. It was something about it, I couldn't put my finger on it, but it wasn't a pleasant sensory experience for me, and therefore I didn't use it. It's just like sunscreen. What's the best sunscreen? The best sunscreen is the sunscreen that you wear. What's the best body exfoliator? The best body exfoliator is the body exfoliator that you use, and I use this one. It is so lovely and super effective. Right now in Southern California, in Los Angeles, we are either getting torrential rains, or we got this wind that was so drying that my nails are breaking. I've been keeping them short lately because they do break this time of year because they get so dry. And my skin, I don't know what's going on, you guys, but my skin is almost like paper right now. And I might run into something and I'll look down hours later, why is there blood on my arm? My skin just becomes less fortified and less strong and very, very dry. And this helps so much with exfoliating without scrubbing. It's super, super gentle, and I love this. And, you know, summer's coming. And, you know, we want our skin to look radiant and soft and hopefully less crepey when we're showing more of our arms and our legs. And I'm very happy to have this in my routine. And finally, this is also new to me, and it might be new to them, the Intensive Repair Balm. This is thick stuff, you guys. I told you I've been having this experience where I'm hitting things or I don't know what, because it's not so painful that I remember what happened here, but I noticed, wow. Somebody even asked me, were you playing with your dog? I'm like, no, I don't know where that came from. This is how thick it is, you guys. And now it warms up a little bit easier to blend. I have been using this for the past 3 days or so, and it's healing up so beautifully. It didn't occur to me to try this at all until then. Otherwise, I would have started using this immediately. And now it's really easy to work. They say this is not for your face. They don't recommend it for your face, but I'm here to tell you, I've used it on my face. I'll do the same thing. I'll take some with my thumb, but I'll put it on my hand and just rub my finger on it. And you work really slowly. Between the heat of your fingers and your face, it will melt in. I think I used it right here because my skin was broken from my glasses rub off, and I needed something to help me out there. It's lovely. I also use this on my hands. Oh, so for instance, I use that other cream on my hands, even though it's not a hand cream. This is so occlusive that it will lock in the moisture and hydration that I put on my hands from that cream. There's one other thing that I do with this. So that's how much I have. Put it here. And as I move around, it starts to become more pliable. Now, I like to get it on my fingers, of course, not just the backs of my hand, knuckles. And that's an occlusive layer. And I swear I see a difference in my hands when I use this on my hands. I don't know if you'll be able to. But now I have some on my fingers. So what I do is I rub my hands together. So I'm getting it even all over. Take out my hair clip so I can show you what I do. If you have any frizzies, I don't work this into the hair. It's not made for this. Just touch it like that. That's it. You don't want to work this in because there are waxes in here, and you don't want wax in the hair. It'll be hard to clean out, but it helps with flyaways. If it's very humid, it might be able to help with that frizziness. And finally, let's talk about what's in this. This is what they're saying, dealing with dry, cracked skin, this deeply hydrating, it's not really hydrating because hydrating is water, body balm designed to help soothe and nourish exceptionally dry skin, particularly around the arms, hands, legs, and elbows. Rich in antioxidants and nutrients, Intensive Repair Balm is an ultra-concentrated formula that melts smoothly into the skin, and it does. Not recommended for use on the face. Multiple nourishing botanicals, so this is what it is. Shea butter, mango seed butter, rice bran wax, sunflower extract, rosemary leaf extract, aloe, safflower oil, and vitamin E. Super, super simple, not complicated at all, and I like it that way. And this is one of the things that I consider not something I use every day, although lately I have been, but I want to have something like this for something's going on and I need something to fix it. Do you know what I mean? And some of these products are like that for me. The vitamin C, the C5, it's when something is wrong. My skin's too sensitive and I go in with it and I love it. This right now I'm using a lot. Hopefully I'll get to the point where, maybe I'll only use it a couple of times a week. This, the LA Refining Serum, this is something that I'm going to try to use 2 to 3 times a week. Exfoliating is kind of weird for me, kind of hard for me. The fader is something I'm going to be using every night. I'm going to let it absorb before I go on with my Retin A. I don't think it'll be problematic. And yeah, I think that's about it, you guys. I hope this was really helpful to you, and I hope you come back again. Until we meet again, be safe and smart, and wishing you good health.